Okay, guys, we're live. Dave's LFC Chats. Myself and Keith are here to have a lovely little chat about the Reds. We're going to have a quick word about, obviously, the Arsenal game because I hadn't talked to Keith about it on Saturday, and then we're going to get to the big one. It's Real Madrid and Liverpool tomorrow night. Quarter-final, baby, first leg. I cannot wait. Jack Mack's meant to come in. We'll see if he's awake or he's fell asleep. I don't know what he's doing. Keith, what do you think about Saturday first? The Arsenal game, the 3-0 was nice. Wasn't it a nice little confidence boost?
Yeah, really enjoyed it now. Just, thought there was a lot of players that stood up. Really had fantastic games. Right the way through the spine. Listen, Alisson didn't have to do an awful lot, but centre-backs, Fabinho, and then Jota when he came on. I thought we were great right the way through the spine. And then, Trent had a brilliant game. Great reaction from him now. Yeah. Following his, I suppose, his dropping from the England side, but so he seems to have the bit between his teeth. I thought we were fantastic all over the pitch, to be honest. Now, once we start scoring goals, you can see that the teams are still setting up the same way. Like I just remarked on Saturday after the match, Arteta having a moan at his players.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We set them up like that. Low block, pretty much. Bank of four, and then we'll try and nick something on the counter attack because that's the way you beat Liverpool. So, like, what do you expect? And you know what? I'm going through the first half. It kind of looked like maybe that's the way it was kind of playing out. And then you brought on Jota in the second half, and then all of a sudden, we clicked up front, and we got a reward. And geez, it could have been, we could have had 5 or 6 on another day. So listen, all round was a fantastic display. But we certainly built the platform in the first half, just in terms of our possession. Very cool-headed. Anything they threw at us, we were able to mop it up with ease. Thought Kabak was phenomenal, as was Phillips. But I just thought Kabak was just, he just looked cool. Really cool under any little bit of pressure he had, picking out the right pass, cool-headed at the back. So I thought it was a fantastic performance. Set us up lovely for Tuesday night.
Yeah,
lovely.
Jack Mack is waiting in the green room here. We'll bring him in. Jackie, boy. How are you, Jack?
Afternoon, lads. Thank you very much for having me on. Apologies, I'm a bit late, mate. I can't wait for this game, lads. It's come on us quite quick, hasn't it? Obviously playing in the Premier League and just straight back into the Champions League footy. I'm excited.
I just mentioned to Keith there, just before we get into the Madrid build-up, I just want a quick word on what you thought about Saturday's game against Arsenal. 3-0 was nice.
Yeah, it was an emphatic win, mate, and I think we were in second gear the majority of that game. Yes, we played fantastic, but I think there was extra levels to our game that we could have most definitely reached in that Arsenal game, and we've hit, me, you, and Keith has spoke about this season, and our form was important, but we've hit the form at the right moment in time in the season, which is fantastic. And obviously building into next season, yes, we've got to do our job this season, but it will be hopefully a good springboard with a positive if we do secure Champions League football, possibly win 7th Champions League title. That would be fantastic.
Oh, that would be a dream. I'll tell you what, there was 2 bonuses for me on Saturday coming into this game. We needed a performance and we needed a result, I think, just to bring into the Madrid game. That's what it's all about. It's about performance. Another clean sheet was lovely. As Keith says, Kabak and Phillips, that partnership there is starting to look decent. Do you know what I mean? Fabinho again in midfield. Holy shit. I'm not even mentioning Jota coming on. But it's just bonuses all over the shop going forward for Liverpool. And we forget about that. That's 3 points in the bag. I still leave an outside chance now, top 4, considering the way Chelsea and Leicester, other results around us, anything can happen.
It's a favour.
Mini-season. We're about to end with it. We have a mini-season when you think about it. It's a mini-season, right? It's a pretty much a condensed mini-season that we have now over the next, hopefully, maybe 12 games. 8 left in the league, and then and then at home and away.
Hopefully 5.
Yeah. Well, let's get that. That's only the cup final at the end of the season. That's not the season itself. That's the cup final at the end of the season. Let's just see if we can get through the 12 games or so. I still think we probably need to be close to perfect to the end of the season. I can't see Chelsea losing too many, to be honest with you. That was a bit of a blip. I expect them to bounce back. And Leicester, I think, are just too far ahead, to be honest with you, with players coming back. So I think it is 4th is really the only thing we need to play for. So we do need Chelsea to maybe slip up once more. But I think we're going to need to be perfect, next to perfect, to get fourth.
Yeah. Chelsea have a tough run of games, I think, but
their last 4 is
crazy.
Crazy. I've got them up here. Like, I was just getting my phone there. Yeah, there's possible joins, as Keith said there. City last 5. It's Crystal Palace, Brighton, West Ham, Fulham, City, Arsenal, Leicester, and Villa. That's for Chelsea. And obviously, Leicester, there's one side, given how poorly they played last season, the back end, and it's possible when you got Brendan Rodgers as your manager. West Ham, West Brom, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea, and Tottenham, and Liverpool's last 5 games is United, Crystal Palace, Southampton, West Brom, Burnley, and Palace. So
we owe them all. We pretty much owe them all. You know.
Yeah. Listen, no one would have thought West Brom were going to beat bleeding Chelsea 5-2 or something yesterday. Yeah. I mean, just crazy. Anything's possible, I think. Anything is possible. Okay, the big one tomorrow, obviously, Madrid, first leg quarter-final. It's not actually in the Bernabeu. I thought it was in the Bernabeu. It's in their B stadium, which is a big stadium anyway, but it's not the Bernabeu. I mean, you could have heard a pin drop at 100,000 seater with no crowd. It was crazy. That'd be surreal. But I just think tomorrow, I think we're just hitting a bit of form at the right time. But the thing about Madrid is, this is a toss of a coin for me, lads. I really do think it go either way. I mean, Madrid on their day can be good. They're not the same Madrid. We all know that. But we're not the same Liverpool either. So I think it's a 50-50. Benzema, for me, is the danger. I mean, Hazard hasn't made the squad, which is good news for us because he's a good record against us. I'm delighted he's not there. Ramos, of course, isn't there. Whether he wanted him to be there and Salah to do him, I don't know. But I just think Benzema is the boy for them. Or Asensio, I think. But I think Benzema is the man. What do you think, Keith?
I'm actually thinking we should be thinking about going into this as favourites. I think they're an aging side. You know, if we can't overpower them in midfield with Kroos and what's his name?
Modric.
No, Modric. If we can't overpower them in midfield and pretty much dominate the game, well then we've no chance for the rest of it anyway. But if we bring a high tempo, high intensity game to Madrid, I think they're going to find it very difficult to live with us over 2 legs. To be honest with you. And we could do very well against them last night. They're an aging side. They're an aging side at the spine of their team. Now they do have obviously they've got flashes of brilliance with a little bit of Brazilian brilliance kind of thrown in there and unpredictability. But I think if you can keep Benzema quiet, I don't see an awful lot of goals. I would have worried about Ramos being there for building somebody up, getting a penalty, taking a penalty, cool head, that kind of stuff. I think it's brilliant when he's not playing for us. I still think we'd be still wound up to get one over, and then after Kiev, to be honest with you, I think the fact that he's not there shouldn't really make much difference in terms of what intensity we bring to the game. I just think if we do that, we should have enough with our front 3 and our midfields to dominate the match, and we could do very well over 2 legs. That's if we're on it, That's if we're on it.
Yeah, as you said, I think we've got to bring our A game in both games. We got to be our A game. And as you know, we're better away from home, so we got to get a result, I think, tomorrow night to bring into the Anfield game. That Anfield thing.
That's what I
was just about to say. We play Villa at Anfield on Saturday, and I think, it's not going to last forever. We got to get it back. I think we're in a bit of run of form, just at the right time. The spine of the team, Kabak Phillips, you've got Fabinho, Thiago, Mo, and you've Jota. They're all starting to click at the right bloody time, all together at the same time, and that's important. That's so important. So I'm confident, but not overconfident, because it is Madrid. They've 13 European Cups, guys. They're no mugs. They're no mugs. What are they? Second? They're third. They're second. They're only 3 points behind Atletico. Barca have a game in hand with them. They're a point behind them, but they've an outside chance of winning the league as well.
They've bottled that league, haven't they, Atletico?
Yeah, well, they lost the weekend, didn't they? Atletico lost the weekend.
Sevilla, 1-0.
I'll just read out 1 or 2 comments here, guys. Hold on. We got Firmino, Jay, 2-0 Reds. I take that all day. 3-1 says Liz Golden. We're going to dominate. I hope so. Lalu, Patel, their midfield is okay. Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric. Yeah, but it's old. It's fascinating how Kane was mocking us before the game, thinking they went through, but Burst bottled it again. Well, they drew 2-2 yesterday. That was another good result for the Reds. But I know Keith likes Harry Kane. He's a top striker. He would love him at Liverpool. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, Jack.
If we stand off their midfield and allow them to play football, right? You know, for 90 minutes over 2 legs or for any period of time, you know, they're good enough to get moving. They're good enough to get their head up. They're good enough to get balls down the channels. They're good enough to pick out whoever, right? And I think in games whereby we are not dominating possession, our back two, let's just say our 2 centre halves, you know, they're not as good as Van Dijk and as Gomez to put, you know, to cope with that amount of pressure. I think we need Fabinho in the midfield, dominating the middle of the park, us dictating the play, us on the front foot, us attacking them with them feeding off scraps. And if we can do that, and I think we've got all the personnel to be able to do that, I don't think they're going to be able to live with us. But you know, it depends on what team turns up on the night, as always. But we should have enough. We should have enough with the likes of Fabinho and Thiago and whoever he puts in there, whether it's Wijnaldum, which it'll probably be Wijnaldum.
Yeah,
you know, that should be more than enough to contend with that midfield. It's aging. It's you know.
I think, Keith, I think the midfield wins it. If our midfield press, I think it'd be Thiago, Gini, and Fab. I think that would be the three. That would be the three I'd play anyway. Yeah. The big question for me is: does he start Jota or does he start Bobby? I have a feeling he's going to start Bobby. I really do. And he'll probably, as an impact sub, see what Jota did when he came on for the last half hour.
As I said, Dave, before the Arsenal game, he never drops Bobby for big games, does he? Bobby is always relied on by Klopp to perform at the biggest level, especially in European competition, mate. And obviously with Madrid, they have been tinkering with a 3-4-2-1, or they play Marcelo and Vasquez. I'm not too sure if Vasquez is fit, but they have played 3 at the back, but it can adapt to a 5 at the back anyway. So it will be interesting, as Keith and you said, Dave, how Liverpool go if they go with an extra man in midfield. We watched that Kiev game and we had no control on the game at all. Yes, Salah went off and the game plan was out the window, but we constantly kept on getting the ball and hitting it long. But that was why we bought Thiago, and we've got Fabinho in midfield. Now, he will dictate the tempo, hopefully, against the likes of a Modric and a Casemiro. Kroos if he plays as well, but Benzema, I'm praying Fabinho has him in his back pocket, because that will be his sole purpose. You stay on Benzema, follow him all over the pitch like he did with Messi in the second leg at Anfield. Just suffocate the Barcelona main key players and just play our game like we've seen in Champions League, like we've come into form at the right time as well. But I think if we play our game, if we go with a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, for me, I'd go with an extra man in midfield, as you already mentioned, boys, and then just try and just play our game like we can. And the big plus this time against Madrid is we've got Alisson in between the sticks.
Oh, don't mention Karius on here, for fuck's sake. Give me a break.
My only concern with Bobby is he seems to be taking a long time to get warmed up, you know, from a game of football. First 5-10 minutes, you know, even first halves, you know, pass is not there. He's not in the game. He takes, and then he's having a bit of a cameo in the second half, it seems, where he really comes to his own and he gets involved. But he's taking, and I think it actually affects us. I think it's slow.
We got to start fast tomorrow, Keith. We got to come out of blocks fast tomorrow. We got to get out there.
I think he gives us that. I think he gives us a lot more forward momentum. I think he's a lot more mobile, you know, and he gives us a presence in the box with balls coming in, as we saw the other night against Arsenal. Put his head on one, you know. So
bang.
There's no one else doing that for us at the moment. He's playing like a number 9. You know, he's playing like a number 9, and I think we could need goals. We could need a lot of goals in this tie. It could be an old-fashioned shootout, you know, and a away goal could decide it, you know, because both sides, if they really turn up, can score goals, you know.
Yeah, and defensively, they're not fantastic, both teams. Although we
need away goals, don't we, boys? Yeah, we need away goals.
Yeah, away goals, yeah. I mean, even if you lost 2-1, 2-1 in Europe isn't a bad result. It's just their home form hasn't been great, you know what I mean? But I mean, like, I think I'm not even going. It's too early to talk about a prediction on tomorrow night's game, but I just think the midfield is so important tomorrow night. I just think we got to start fast, set the tempo, not let them settle. They're at home. They're the home team. They know what they're doing. They've won the bleeding thing 13 times. You know, They know
They
what they're
haven't
doing.
really won it 13 times now. They haven't really won it 13 times. They were kind of giving out 5 of them, weren't they?
Well, the 60s and the 50s, 60s, they won 6 in a
with
row.
the rules, weren't they, back in the day?
Well, I'm not going to get into that.
There was only their team and their B team in the fucking thing, wasn't it? It's just like,
they're going to be. This is a 50-50 for me. It can go either way. I mean, I just hope, obviously, we win.
I think we'll get at these, Dave. I reckon, obviously, I don't know if anyone let us know in the comment section below. When they played the likes of Shakhtar Donetsk in the group stages, they won. I think they got beat 2-0 anyway, but and Atalanta, they didn't really go at Real Madrid. And I think Liverpool just need to go out and just attack this Madrid side. If it comes down to a shootout, they haven't got Ronaldo, they haven't got Gareth Bale, they've got Benzema, no doubt, they've got quality players, but they are not the Real Madrid side that we played in Kiev. No, we know that, yeah. I think Fabinho, Thiago, Keita, I just can't see him starting Keita. Can you? An away game in Europe? I can't see it. He's good at controlling the ball, like in tight spaces, and I think he's a lot more technical than Gini.
He's a bit undisciplined, though. Gini is disciplined. You know what I mean?
But you got Fabinho in the hole, though, haven't you? That's his job. And if you give Keita license, especially I could see him playing Keita. I can understand that.
Well, I'm going to ask you for your lineup now in a minute, anyway. So, I just think, and I think Liz Golden has a good point here. It's more what I'm thinking. I know Jota's been on fire, but I see him starting Firmino tomorrow. I really do, and Jota from the bench.
I don't know why he rested.
What, Keith?
I think he rested them on not necessarily rested, but brought him on Saturday, potentially holding them back to start them on Tuesday.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. He could do. That's the only position I think is up for any type of debate. To be honest with you, I don't think midfield is up for debate. It really is. It's Bobby or Diogo. That's all it is. I don't think there's any debate.
So well, give me your team. Obviously, the back five is basically the back five. You're picking Fabinho, you're picking Fab, and you're picking Gini in the middle, eh?
Yeah.
And you're picking Jota, Salamane.
Yeah.
Same with you, Jackie boy.
I'm thinking 4-2-3-1 with Bobby and Jota in the team. Obviously Shaqiri and Divock Origi on the bench. Play Thiago, and then obviously the back five is the back five. But I think he will go with a. Yeah, I'm gonna go 4-2-3-1.
Do you think he's gonna put it? Do you think he needs an extra holding with Fabinho? I don't think he needs one against any team.
Especially if they play 4 against, if they do play 3 at the back, I think they'll just run rings around them. I think get that extra man, especially it's going to be suicide if Real play 3 at the back. Good for us, but I think the way Atletico, they played Atalanta, they tried to go like for like. And we've seen it when we played Rome in Champions League and certain other sides. Leipzig played 3 at the back. It favours Liverpool heavily.
I'd love to play 3 at the back.
I tell you, as Liz Golden says there, we're spoiled for choice. At least we have choices now. You know what I mean? Give a bit of
You're not a centre back.
Yeah. Do you know? Well, not many centre back choices, no. And I certainly don't want to see Fabinho going back in centre half.
Dinner ladies and the kitchen ladies going centre back soon.
0-0 after 60, 65. Jota comes on, boom, as they say. But he could be like a David Fairclough super sub, you know. I don't know with that one what Klopp's thinking. Obviously, he's going to make Madrid think as well. I think Liverpool are only flying out late tonight. They trained behind closed doors today. At lunchtime, they were meant to fly this morning, but they didn't. They're flying out late tonight, so they're just staying over, doing one training session in the morning and ready to rock.
Yeah.
They're obviously working on something, you know what I mean? At Kirby.
It's the Barca game tomorrow as well. What other fixture is it tomorrow? Or is it just
No, City.
Is it
yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we get the results and turn off. It's like over. It's by Dortmund 4-0.
Personally, I think City will do Dortmund, to be honest, in the two legs. I just can't see past that. But I'll tell you what, Real have Barcelona the weekend. Real play Barcelona. They're always one eye. I mean, that's the big El Clasico, whatever you want to call it, on the weekend. We Villa at home at Anfield. They came back yesterday being 1-0 down against Fulham. Fulham were the better team for about 80% of that game and lost 3-1. So it's going to be interesting.
If a really positive result tonight against them, you can see their attention shifting very rapidly towards the league and Barcelona putting all their eggs into that basket. If we can get a really good record, if we got 2-0 away results.
Oh, fucking 2-0. 1-0 away.
Hopefully, the Barca players put the Madrid players in the stands. I'll be like, oh, it's 5 minutes in. There's a couple of nasty challenges. PK just goes through Benzema, and you love to see it.
But no, Keith, Keith's going to run soon, but you can pop off anytime you want.
Yeah, the Irish Grand National is on now in 10 minutes, and we've all got a horse here in the family, so we're just going to sit down and watch that. So
yeah, no panic. But as I say, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night's game. Well, what's your score prediction, Keith? Before you go, what do you think?
2-0 Reds.
2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm very confident. I'm very confident. Maybe 3-1. I think we might. So +2 on the evening, right?
Wow. I take that. For fuck's sake. 2-0 would be obviously better. Not letting in a goal. 2-way goals would be. I suppose in the 2 Leipzig games, 2-2, we won 2-0, 2-0, home and away. Leipzig aren't a bad side, as you see. They drew Bayern recently, 1-1. They're not a bad side. Yeah. I mean, we did well. Leipzig, they're not a bad side, Leipzig. We did really well, 4-0 on aggregate. 2 games.
Look who United playing in the quarterfinals. Is it Sevilla or is it Villarreal? Who is it? Is it
Granada?
I think.
ITV.
Yeah. We're high flying though, weren't they? They were high flying, getting results in the league this season. And United look like world beaters against them, like on a different planet. That league is in all sorts of shit now at the moment.
Yeah,
we go there we go there with our A game. We go there positive. We go there and we get all over them. I can see it being a comfortable enough, maybe not 90 minutes, but I can see it being comfortable over the 2 legs.
Wow.
I really
Jürgen doesn't need to do his team talk, does he, Law? He just needs to
put it in the 2018 final. Show him the 2018.
The Champions League final. And then just go out. Yeah.
Yeah, Granada, that TV channel. That's who United are playing. Fuck's sake. Keith, though, you can pop off anytime you want.
Right. Listen, best of luck tomorrow night, lads. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you shortly after. Jack, good to see you again. I can't comment on all the people, so it's fair play to everyone getting on and commenting. All right, really some really good comments there. All right, lads, enjoy the match tomorrow night.
Good luck with the races.
Take care.
Cheers. Right, Keito's gone.
Just the 2 as well.
Just the 2. But we stay on for another few minutes, Jackie boy. Yeah, Benzema is going to do some bits as Robotic Jaguar. I think he's a United fan, Robotic Jaguar. Some name that, Robotic Jaguar. I hope you're all oiled up. But listen, Benzema's the danger. I think if we can keep him quiet over the 2 legs, you've nearly half the bloody job done. What do you think, Jackie?
Yeah. I was looking at the team that featured against Iber this week. They did go with a 3-4-2-1. They had Courtois, Militao, Nacho, Mendy. Varane was rested by the looks of it. Vasquez, Modric, Casemiro, Marcelo across the middle, and then they went with Asensio, Isco, and Benzema. Anyway, Isco coming back from that. Asensio, coming back from that nasty break in which he had last year. But the 2 creative players for Madrid will be Isco and Asensio. Really, Asensio got a goal against Ibar at the weekend, and Benzema got a goal. So it's going to be interesting in it, Dave, and I'm excited. And Keith said, I'm just hoping we just play our game, mate. And
I tell you what it is. It is a bit nerve-wracking, to be fair, because it could go either way. I mean, Madrid aren't bad. They're not terrible. So there is an easier tie and there's a harder tie. I think it's a Goldilocks zone. It's right in the middle. It could have been tough, could have been easier, but it's just in the middle, and it's 50-50 basically for me. But I think we've just got that bit of confidence in the last few weeks. I mean, if we would have been coming into this Madrid game after getting beaten or even a draw against Arsenal, you know what I mean? We wouldn't have had the confidence, Jack. We've had a few clean sheets as well. We wouldn't have had the confidence that we're going to keep a clean sheet against the likes of Benzema, would we? But I think we can see that now. We can actually see it. You know what I mean? And that's huge, I think, for Liverpool. Yeah. I'm just sending this tweet out here to tell people we're live. We're going to stay on for a little while, but not too long. But I can't wait. This is huge. It's absolutely huge. I can't wait for tomorrow night. I'm going to be a bit nervous, to be fair. Are you doing a watch along, or are you?
I'll probably do a post match, mate. I tend to big games like that. Just sit down, watch it with my mum and that. My mum's my lucky charm anyway. To me dad, that's not a good omen anyway. So I'll make sure to stay away from him.
But yeah, we'll just read out a few little chats here. Benzema is going to get kicked up in the air by Phillips, says Jay. Hope we're all well, lads. Up the Reds. 1892 Breads podcast. Check them out on YouTube. Top class content as well, guys. Lalu part 2. I want to see all our front four start 4-3-2-1 formation, says Lalu. Wow, nice. Yeah. And 18. We hit the like button, guys. Hit the share button, and we might get a few more people in. Isn't that it, Jack?
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I'm just sharing it now, mate.
Oh, good man yourself. To be honest, the way we played, confidence levels are sky high. We are in a good position. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're coming into this game with a bit of confidence. It's huge. I think it's huge the weekend.
It's as I spoke to you, Dave, the last couple of weeks, really, and everyone at home. It's we spent the big money on Thiago. This is why he come in, because we really struggle sometimes in big games. It's very rare over the last couple of years, but when there's been big games that we've failed to control the game, and you need a technical player like Thiago, and I feel come tomorrow night, I think he will grab the game by the scruff of the neck, and really he'll be the difference maker. Him and Fabinho, I think next season we'll see the full potential of those two playing together, either alongside Curtis Jones or Naby or whoever plays alongside them, really. But this is why we brought Thiago, and I think you will see, like he played in that Bayern Munich team last season and won the Champions League so notably. I think it's phenomenal, and I think if Liverpool are to get anything out of this game, it will be obviously the main key men, Mane and Salah. Salah will want revenge, really, and you'll know that Ramos will be watching, and it's Ramos
rubbing it in.
Ramos shit his pants when he seen Mo climbing the wall in the Kirby complex. He's so Salah, the new action man or something, lads. But yeah, Salah's primed. You have to look at the pictures, and I think Mane, he's probably not hit the full potential over the last couple of weeks, but I think Mane's the man always. He always gets an important goal in Champions League, most notably. Yeah.
I think, as 1892 Reds podcast say, and as I said earlier, the fact they have an El Clasico at the weekend has to play something. It's sandwiched in between the quarterfinal of it. That'd be similar to us having to play United now at the weekend. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Zidane will be expecting, I think, when he Reds, and we will be expecting when they play Barca, 110% against them, and hopefully Barca and hopefully both of them just get at each other and they tire each other out, and there's no better game that you could have wanted, because I tell you, if Barcelona batter them in between, if the result doesn't go well for Madrid in that first leg, you know what the Spanish press are like. They get on the back of Real Madrid, and then the pressure even more comes on them if they get beat against Barca, and then they're coming to Anfield or wherever, Budapest, wherever we're playing second leg.
Is it Anfield at Budapest? Do you know?
I'm not too sure.
I'm not sure either.
Let us know in the comment section below if there's anything being official release. But
Budapest probably would be better for us.
Hopefully we play Budapest so.
Listen, as I say, I actually don't know. I just was presuming it was Anfield, but we haven't played there in so long that it could actually be Budapest. But I don't know if anybody even knows.
You never know. The regulations, they change every bloody day.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Liz Golden, thank you very much for coming in, Liz. We'll talk
to you. Have a good day, Liz.
I'm sure we'll do. I think Jack is live later as well, and we'll do something tomorrow. We'll do something for a reaction, obviously, after the game. Let's hope we're all in a happy mood tomorrow night. But hopefully Ramos is in the stadium and Salah starts climbing the stand as he scores.
What does he start doing with the Bafatimi Gomis celebration?
Spider-Man.
crawling on the floor.
But yeah, no. Listen, it's going to be great. It's to be honest, it could be worthy of a final. It was in 2018, 3 years ago. Of course, it was. We know all about what happened.
Yeah.
I just think if we can get past Madrid, I mean, you seen Chelsea yesterday. I mean, Chelsea or Porto in the semi.
Porto will be. You'd have
to fancy our chances if you get past Madrid.
Yeah, we just got to focus one game at a time, haven't we?
St. Anfield.
Is it Anfield, lad?
Okay. Jack's face went, oh no. But no, but listen, yeah, I'm happy it's at Anfield. To be fair, that has to change. I mean, we play Villa at Anfield on Saturday. We've got to turn around the Anfield at some stage.
Yeah.
And hopefully if we can turn it around Saturday, that'll be the hoodoo broke, and then we'll obviously have Madrid after it. So that'll be one way of looking at it. You know what I mean? But Spain didn't extend their lockdowns. No, Spain didn't. You have something at 5 now. I think 5 o'clock. I think Boris Johnson's doing some sort of announcement at 5, isn't he?
I've just given up watching those announcements. I'm just playing FIFA.
It's like playing on FIFA.
It's not like I'm leaving my room anyway, Dave, so it doesn't affect me. Obviously, I've still got to be shielding. Well, I think I got there yesterday, this week, sorry, to say I can ease on that. But yes. It's the pitch that Liverpool battered Barcelona on. So if we are playing in Anfield, hopefully we can somehow generate, I know there's no fans there, but just the Anfield power within the holds. Yeah. Between those walls, every single side of that stadium.
I mean, it's pity there's no fans. I mean, I'm surprised Madrid would be saying the same. I mean, a packed out Bernabeu is a bit of a crowd filler as well, isn't it? I mean, you know what I mean? So obviously Liverpool, Anfield, Champions League night is a different story altogether, but it's not going to happen this season. I'm confident, but not overconfident, Jack.
It's important to be.
Do I think we'll beat Madrid? I don't know. I think it'll be a score draw. I think it'll be something like a 1-1. Something like a 1-1. Luna wants to get out. Do you hear Luna banging on the door? Do you?
She's coming to get Ramos in, Sheila.
Go on, Lou. Go on. But I listen. I think an away goal's important. I mean, even a 0-0 isn't a good result in Europe because they scored and you need 2. You know that type of way.
Yeah.
But once we don't get beaten, I think it's huge. Tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think
something to have for the second leg. You know what I mean?
When we played Atletico last season, in Red Zone, we needed more. We needed an away goal or something. I think when opposition teams do come to Anfield, especially we haven't got an away goal, it's so integral that we do get at least one. Great, but more than one, fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely spot on. I think Liverpool. Yes, Real Madrid are not the same, but Ramos, he's a world-class centre-back. As much as he's good at the dark arts, he's a very good centre-back. And there's no beating around the bush. And him, potentially, fingers crossed, he's not playing. But whether they go with Nacho at the back or do you go Nacho?
He's not in the squad. He's not in the Champions League squad, Ramos. And neither is Hazard. I seen the squad today.
Hazard's got it. He's got a lockdown body at the minute. He's got a belly on him. I think it's ridiculous.
Wayne Rooney.
It's so shocking how poor he's a professional footballer and he's allowed himself to get a big belly on him. But
he's a big Hazard sign on his back.
He's relaxed. Obviously, it's mad how certain players he's relaxed. He's got his move to Real Madrid, which he's wanted, and it's really sad. But that just proves how much of a professional he is. But yeah, I made up because if there was one player in that Madrid side, the Hazard, if he was playing to his peak ability, he always used to terrorise Liverpool's backline when he was on top of his form.
He was. I'd be more worried about him if he was playing than I would Benzema because he's got a great record against us. He just has a record.
Even when Chelsea were playing poor, weren't they? They just turn up and be like, "Oh, bloody hell."
Do you remember the League Cup game a few years ago? The League Cup game
where he just took on the whole team. Yeah, that was the highlight of his Chelsea career, wasn't it? So
there's 1892 Reds podcast. Both games for Porto, Chelsea are in Sevilla. Neutral ground. Wow. See, I just don't know where the games are even being played at the moment. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Probably in my back garden with Brenda doing the refreshments.
Hopefully at Puskas Arena, if Spain extend lockdown next week. We're in the B stadium. It's not Bernabeu. It's the B. I think it holds 40,000 or something, like for a training ground, something like
probably,
that.
It's bigger than Bournemouth Stadium, most of the championships.
No, it is a big. It's a big stadium anyway, but it's not 100,000 like Bernabeu. But I suppose no fans as well will help. or hinder both teams. It just, some big players look at a Champions League game under lights like the crowd there. They like the crowd there now. You're going to miss that. You're going to miss. Oh, it has a 6,000 capacity. Jeez, that's way too small. That must be their D team. The C team. I thought it was much bigger than that. I see the picture on Twitter now. It looked bigger, but
I'm thinking of the Spanish National Stadium. Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
But but they have a few stadiums. They don't use that. They use a load of different stadiums in Spain. Like England sometimes play at Anfield or play at the Emirates or whatever. But the Alfredo Di Stefano, the legendary Madrid player, Di Stefano, that's the stadium. But I couldn't care if it was in the car park. Bring on Madrid's. No, I couldn't care where it is, but it's going to be it's a big game. I think it's so important to bring our A game tomorrow night. Do what we have to do. We've got a game sandwich, an important game, to be fair. Aston Villa, we got to do a revenge with them as well, because what they did to us earlier at 7-2 in the season, and then all eyes back at Anfield next week. But tomorrow night we got to do it, John. I think we got to start.
Dave. Yeah, it's the lads at the back. I think Kabak, if he has another world-class game, I think that basically seals. If we progress deeper into the competition in Champions League, take one game at a time. But I think Kabak can really seal his move over these next two legs. Him and Phillips. I just wish Klopp selected those two a bit more sooner than we originally did. But those two... I mean,
if Phillips and Kabak can seal the deal and get into the semis and have good games, we'll sell Van Dijk. But, do you know what I mean? No, but I still think that, to be fair, I think they'll keep Kabak because Turkish international, he was only 21 a few days ago, a week or two ago. He's an international. He's got everything going forward. You're not going to sign an international at 21 centre-back for 18 million. It's just not going to happen. I think that's the clause. It'll be done. Yeah. It's a done deal. I think that's a done deal already. Yeah. Has to
his composure, since he's still a young lad, isn't he? But he's coming to Liverpool like a duck to water, really. Settled so easy. Many players his age would be a bit unsettled, but he's took the ball by its horns, really, and took it with a challenge, which it has been. And I've been so amazed with Phillips as well. I think we will see Phillips stay at the football club, given how well he has performed this season, the back end of it, because I'm hoping he does, and I think he will sign a new deal at Liverpool. Certain players like Edison a couple of seasons back, he was very close to leaving, but he said no to the managers and said, "I want to fight for my place at Liverpool Football Club," and look what he's done.
Here's a bit of breaking news for you, Jack. I know you didn't want to hear it, but Boris Johnson has said shops, gyms, outdoor pubs will open in England from April the 12th. But advises people not to book their summer holidays. What the
is that?
Abroad, as in abroad. It'd be a staycation, is basically. Like in Ireland, we won't be. It'd be staycation over here as well, to be fair. But you can laugh about that, Dave, but Phillips might genuinely displace Gomez from the team. Listen, when Gomez and Van Dijk come back, the question is how fit they come back and at what level they come back. That's the question. They've been out a long time. They won't just come back like that. It could take, even when they're training, Jack, it could take a month or two before actually the team.
We've seen with Ox, haven't we, Dave? We spoke over last year.
Yeah.
He got his injury against Roma. And many players around the whole of Europe, really, when they've come back, they've took a very long time. I used to say Gomez, he might have lost a good 5 yards off his pace, really. That was a very bad injury in Gomez, and the way in which Liverpool play such a higher line. But Kabak, I think Liverpool will go big, as well as getting Kabak and getting Phillips up to a new contract. I think we will offer them one come the end of the season, given how good those two play. But I think we will go big in the summer, because those two, both of them, Gomez, he's had big injuries, Dave, hasn't he? They're not just being like little niggly ones, they're being massive injuries. When we signed him from Charlton all those years ago, it was a bargain, but he got injured and it hampered his start to his career, and then he's gone again, really. I don't think Ox is ever going to be the same player like he was.
I think Gomez hurt his finger signing the contract. Got injured, signing the contract.
You never know some of the players, they get injured so easy.
Would you be happy then, say, with Gomez, Van Dijk back fit, hopefully in the pre-season, keep Phillips, get Kabak, trigger the clause, maybe Matip, he's getting older now.
I think we won't sell him, Dave.
Maybe Ben Davies looks like he's in and he's out. To be fair,
I think we're going to make it a transfer profit on that transfer. Lads.
Reece Williams will probably go out online, but I think they'll bring in Kanate and they'll sign the release clause in Kabak, and I think that's where the defence will solidify. You'll have your 5 centre backs and maybe an attacking midfielder, maybe a striker. Hopefully, a striker. I think it'd be very important. That's what I think they'll do. What do you think?
I think the objective for Liverpool this season, Reds, it's going to be Liverpool don't allow themselves to be put into the position in which we found ourselves this season at the back. Because I think Jurgen Klopp, we've seen him very irate pre-end of the transfer window. He said it publicly to the owners, to the fans, to all of us. We need to sort something. Yeah. We need to get new players in. And it's interesting to me, Dave, and everyone, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, how Liverpool or it was supposedly leaked that Liverpool were potentially looking at, but very heavily looking at Kanate, or what's his name? Is it Kanate? The RB Leipzig centre back anyway. It's gone on my head, his name, but
Kanate,
yeah. But I think whether Liverpool were looking at a possible another centre back in the window and trying to engineer this rumour or bit of news to really lower the price. You know what Michael Edwards is like. He's a good wheeler and dealer. But it's fantastic. But he, yet again, like everyone on social media and all the fan base, you've looked at his injury records, and it'd be the season which we've had this season, where you don't really want to be signing a player with such a bad injury record.
Well, look at summer business. Kanate, Kabak, and Daka. Of course, he's talking about past and Daka. He scored a hat trick. I think it was the fastest hat trick in the Austrian league. Yes, like 12 minutes or something. He's 30 goals in 32 games, something like that. I'm not saying you get him on a snip. I think it's about 40 million, but Klopp could turn him into, he could be another Jota coming in.
Yeah,
Liverpool have been linked with him for a while. A lot of teams would be looking at him now anyway, but I mean, I don't know what Liverpool will do. I think they'll bring in 3 players this season. Players, not just,
it's to improve like the likes of Shaqiri, in it, Dave, and Origi, those certain fringe players in and around the team. Liverpool have got to strengthen at the back, as we've already alluded to, but it's those fringe players. Like we looked at Jota against Arsenal, mate, and everyone. We had quality to come off the bench. And he'd come on and absolutely changed the game, and it was remarkable. It's like, the whole game flipped on its head. And if Liverpool can do that next summer, we have players that we've got on the bench to come on to really dictate and change the whole complexion of the game. That's something when the results weren't going our way, Dave, this season, that Liverpool really need to push on next season. And Daka, he's a good lad. He's got a great record there in Austria, but I'm hoping he is like a potentially signing like Haaland. I'm hoping that we do sign a little cheeky player, Michael Edwards masterclass. We need to sign these players before they go to the likes of Dortmund and the Real Madrids, like big players that have breakthrough seasons, really, and obviously the whole world's talking about them.
Yeah. Now, a rumour I heard, Arsenal inquiring about Kabak. They were told to go elsewhere if he stays at Liverpool. Well, Liverpool have the first say in him, so it's up to Liverpool whether they want to sign him.
After the result of the weekend, I don't think he'll be going to Arsenal.
No, I think Liverpool will seal that deal, especially if he stays on the trajectory he's on. I mean, he's just got better with the games, hasn't he? Yeah. He's young, centre. Michael Edwards would sell me a packet of polos for £20.
I'll tell you, I'd buy them. I'd buy them for 20 quid.
They probably turn out to be worth 50 next year. Yeah. Michael Edwards has done enough. Remember, Michael Edwards has a few other people behind him in the transfer committee, the likes of the scouts, the head scouts. I know 2 or 3 of them, and they're scouring Europe, scouring the world now.
Just make sure everyone keep Michael Edwards' laptop very safe, because I tell you, the targets he's got on that laptop are they're like special gems, lads.
Cedric Lopez is in. Hi, Dave. Jack, 11. Tomorrow, I hope for a Liverpool win, but it's going to be a tough one. It is going to be a tough one, Cedric. We absolutely know that. It's Finner's Kanate injuries not causing me concern for the young lad. He's 6'4". He's a big unit. Majority of his injuries have been muscle tears, which is atypical of any lad that height growing into the men's game. Yeah, he's young, he's hungry, he's a big unit, he's a bit of pace about him as well. I
That's
think
what we
the
love
likes
about
of
Van Dijk in it, Dave. He's such a big lad, but he's so quick over the ground.
Yeah, that's why I think the likes of Reece Williams will go on loan. He hasn't got the pace for a centre half, Jack.
No.
And he's young. You have to have pace at that age, 19 or 20, because you're not going to gain pace after 20. Do you understand?
It's all positional playing it, Dave. You look at the likes of Carlos Pio back in the day. He didn't have a lot of pace, but he had a lot of clever brain. And I think Reece and a couple of lads at the back, they've got a lot of development still to do. And obviously, if he goes to a championship side, I'd love nothing more to him to go to a championship side or a promoted Premier League side, because put him in a starting lineup. He's still young. He's got a lot of development, but the fact that he was playing in Champions League games this season, Dave, against the likes of Ajax and that, he's got a big future at the football club. He's just got to keep his head down, focus on his football, and I think in the next 3, 4, or 5 years, he could be a very big player for Liverpool.
We got Firmino. Jay is saying Edwards would sell shampoo to a baldy. Listen, we know what Edwards has done. There'll be a statue eventually made for outside Anfield for him, or a plaque. Something will happen there, but he's been unbelievable. And I think that's been Liverpool's key. I mean, we know obviously Klopp's involved as well on the transfer. He sits there, he points out who he wants. The guys give him all the stats, they give him all the rundown. It's all mathematical now. We even have a new statistician in, a new computer program. I think we're the first to have it. We've everything there. It's all computerized. It's all A-level stuff. He's probably given a list of 4 or 5 people.
It's about getting that
comes out. Unbelievable.
Like that boost over other teams, like Liverpool with the throwing coach, mate. The great interview you done.
Yeah, Thomas Gronemark.
Check that on Dave's channel anyway. Boss video. It was very interesting that Liverpool. We tried to look at what's one aspect of the Liverpool's game that we are not taking fully advantage of, and I think there will be things in Liverpool's game over the last couple of seasons that Jurgen Klopp will still be wanting to improve. There's every aspect, whether that's throw-ins, corner kicks. There's probably statistics within that. There's probably data analysis as people at Liverpool going, right, we're not exposed, we're not taking full potential to our squad's needs on free kicks, on set pieces as well, on corners. So there's still, as I said, Liverpool have still got levels to improve next season, and it'll be interesting to see what aspects of Liverpool's game that we do improve.
Yeah. He's a 6'4" Rolls-Royce ball carrying last ditch tackling super kid Kanate, Ibrahima Kanate. Jesus, sign him up quickly, will you?
Does he fly as well?
Fucking Marvel, super kid, Marvel. Love Kabak and Phillips. Worry they might be a bit too slow, but hopefully. Listen, it's about reading the game as well if you haven't got the pace. Kabak's not that slow. Kabak has a bit of pace about him, to be fair.
He's quite quick.
Kabak. Probably got the money ball, Billy Bean footy stat machine. Yeah, Billy Bean's involved. The Red Bird takeover, actually, the 10% buyout with LeBron James last week.
It's looking very positive in the next 5 to 10 years. I think they potentially will take full control of Liverpool. Big company, very big company, a lot of money, backed by a couple of billionaires anyway. So it is interesting. That they value FSG at like around about 5.4, 5.5 billion, which is crazy. So I think it's going to be great, Dave, and I think that money will help. I know a lot of people have laughed on social media that Liverpool won't see any of that money. I think you will see a lot of money with Nike as well. LeBron James doing that deal with Liverpool, talking to Kylian Mbappe, best mates anyway. So and Mbappe's still not signed that contract, and PSG will be wanting to recoup some of that. I know but for where Liverpool want to be, you've got to be looking at the likes of the big players. We've done it with Van Dijk and we've done it with Alisson. If Liverpool, we know if they want a target, they will go all in. They won't buy the second or third choice. They'll go fully for the players.
Well, I just see Finners in here, and I read a good article by James Pearce on The Athletic the other day about it. The majority of money has been withheld to offset the COVID financial damage and improvements to the Anfield Road end stand. Now, far as I know, the Anfield Road end stand is about 62 million. The offset to COVID financial damage is 120 million. So there's 182 at least. Now, the deal was 530 million. I've heard there's up to 100 million in the transfer kitty from a very important person. And whoever we can sell on top of that. So if you can get another 50...
like the Shaqiri, Divock
That's what I'm
Origi
hearing.
as well, yeah. There will be money there to sign players, Reds. It's just that Liverpool, as we've already said, right, and others when we've watched Liverpool go in a transfer window, we're not just going to buy third or fourth choice players. Jürgen will want his man and he will go all in. But it's not like we need massive signings. We need big quality. We need to improve the third and players to come off the bench. That's a big factor in it.
If I turned around to you, Jack, and said, okay, we're going to sign... We'll keep Kabak. We'll just do the deal and sign him. Bring in Kanate, sell Matip, sell Ben Davies, send Reece Williams on loan, and obviously Genie goes, doesn't he? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Then Curtis Jones comes in to fill his void, and bring in either Mbappe or Haaland. Would you take that?
Yeah.
Of course you would.
I was speaking to Haaland's dad, last week, because he was everywhere. Apparently he was visiting everywhere. Haaland's dad, anyway. Mino Raiola, I absolutely hate him as an agent. He's probably the worst one. But
I don't like any type of agent. I don't like agents at all. He's a bleeding. He's a scumbag. Do you know? He's going around with Erling Haaland's dad, Alfie Inge Haaland, who was a player himself, played for Leeds, played for Man City, Norwegian international, flying to Barca, flying to Madrid. It's like a. What was it like? It's like nearly like prostitution of a player. Think about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're going around selling your player. That's sad.
That was Haaland. I'd be like just making my dad my agents, or if it was a professional football, just make my dad my agents. And obviously, but it's modern day football, isn't it, Dave? Football now is you only have to see them on social media, especially some of the Man United players just do a little silly dances. I sound a bit Roy Keane-ish and go, what's that? Get it out. But for me, I don't think I would not like to see that on social media.
No. But like as I said, I thought that was terrible from your man Mino Raiola, whatever you call him. He has all the big names, Ronaldo and everything. He's worth more money than anybody. Like, think of the names and the percentage he gets from them.
He's taking like 20 odd million from transfer fees, and that's where it's crazy, mate. And I think there will come a point in time, everyone, where in the next 5 to 10 years, where you will have to get rid of agents. I know they're getting more and more popular over the last couple of seasons, but last couple of years, but it's killing the game, agents.
Yeah, no, agents are killing the game. As you say, it's social media now. Sure, some of the players are on, they're on huge money. Was it 500,000? Some of them are on 300,000, 400,000 a week. Then you throw in bonuses. Then you throw in the likes of, boot deals and tracksuit deals and hairstyle deals and cosmetics deals.
Deal and partnerships with, like, obviously Nike and Adidas, all these different players, as well as signing players. You got to sign the deals with, obviously, big companies in which they come along with. That's like obviously the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, and Neymar, and even Mane and Salah to a certain, most definitely as well. For the reach in which they do have as players, that's why it's so important. Helps sell shirts. Absolutely. Shorts again. The Nike deal as well with us. I mean, just crazy. Like, guys, we're going to stay on for another 5 or 6 minutes. We'll get the hour out of it. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Check Jack Mack LFC out on YouTube as well, Jackie boy. But as I say, Jack, back to the game tomorrow. We'll finish on tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a tight game. I know everybody's saying, Keith was saying earlier that it would have been, it's going to be a shootout. It could. You just don't know what to expect in a big game like this. I mean, if both teams open up and go for it, it could be a 4-3 or something. But I think it'll be a 1-1. I think it'll be a cagey 1-1 because it's 2 legs. You don't want to blow everything away in the first game. You know what I mean? Especially with Madrid having Barca the weekend, and we have a big game as well against Villa at Anfield. So what do you think? I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go, I know Keith went with a big score as well, and I think a lot of people on social media. I'm going to go 3-1. I just think if Liverpool, if we play, it all comes down to if Liverpool take their chances. It sounds like a bit of Michael Owen, but I think if Liverpool do take the chances, I think will be too strong for them, especially if they do play. I'm intrigued. Everyone, let me know your thoughts. How Liverpool? It's going to be such a great tactical battle from Jurgen Klopp and Zidane. Madrid's, you can talk about recent form and all that, but historically they play very well in the Champions League. Yes, they've got Ronaldo, no Bale, and they've changed a load of players, no Ramos even. But both teams very good in Europe. I'm going to go 3-1. Then they go with Salah getting 2 and Jota. Whether Jota starts, I think he will. And I know I went with a 4-2-3-1, but if Liverpool want a bit more control in midfield, we'll probably go with an extra man in midfield, mate. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-1. I'm hoping we do get a lot of away goals, Dave, because it will allow us to relax, especially in the second leg, and just hit Real Madrid on the counter-attack anyway. And Madrid will have to come out in that second leg and really... that's where Liverpool play their best footy, when we're just a bit more relaxed, like it was against RB Leipzig. We knew what we needed, and we just knew the job was done in the first leg, but we just kept on counter-attacking. RB Leipzig, the deeper that game went on in the second leg, they come further and further and further out, and that just left so much space for Liverpool's attacking players.
Absolutely. I just see Rod Meta coming in down under in Australia. Hello, friends. I was about to sleep, then realised you were live. Good luck to you all from down under and up the red. That's the great thing about live, Jack. I mean, we've guys in from
Fantastic
the States.
In Australia.
Australia. It's just unbelievable.
Fantastic, matey.
You'd be signing autographs if you ever went over to Sydney. You're getting off the plane. What's going on?
That was one of my subscribers. To tell you about the one of my subscribers, Omar, I met. It was years ago. I was walking around Liverpool one. I didn't know him at the time. Some random fella just tapped me on the shoulder. I clapped myself. I was like, "Oh, I like that." And he was like, "I'm one of your subscribers, Jack McAlevsey." I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I'm a subscriber." I was like, "Oh, get out!" But like, it's amazing. He come over.
A guy tapped me on the shoulder last week in a shopping centre, and I had a mask on, and he knew who it was.
Yeah, no, it's like, amazing. What? It's amazing that the people we've got to meet. I've met you, Dave, on social media, and obviously we'll probably get meet a lot more amazing people on YouTube, and get to speak to all of our subscribers, and just the amazing growing community of Reds, mate. It's especially the current climate which we do find ourselves in.
There's a throwback. There's a throwback, Jack. Nerd boy Kareem is in the house. Nerd boy. How you, Zane? Reports saying they will play 3 centre-backs due to their lack of players. I hope they play 3 at the back, Jack. I really do.
Yeah, I think we'll all be licking our lips if Liverpool do 3, or even 3. Yeah, Klopp in the air. What is it? Salah's like, let's have it, boys. Liverpool historically in the Champions League, I've got a good time of it when we have played 3 at the back.
What was I going to say to you? What do you, just before we go, guys, hit the like button. But the big thing is, what do you think about Alisson's moustache?
Oh, he's a sexy man. He can pull off anything.
Are you copying away?
It doesn't quite go with a bit of ginger anyway, so I'm not quite as good looking as Alisson anyway. Alisson could be wearing a mohawk and it'd still be a handsome fella anyway.
I did a reface app earlier of Alisson as Jack Sparrow. You know the reface app with Alisson, and I sent it to John Octoberg, and he sent a message back, breaking the shite laughing. So I'd say he showed it to Alisson.
Yeah, no, it's Alisson. I'm hoping it's a lucky charm, like it was when we won the Champions League. Ali didn't really cut his hair. Which fingers crossed he does that as well. I think he'll keep it until after the final, especially if we win. I tell you, never cut that Muzzy Ali, especially if we do win our number 7.
It could be a good look. It looks like a 70s porn. It looks like a 70s porn star, for God's sake. Or Magnum PI. Remember, you wouldn't remember Magnum from the 80s, but the moustache. I want Jota to start, but I have a weird feeling that Firmino will. I do as well. Nerd boy Kareem, I really do.
Yeah.
Cedric Lopez, homage to his dad. I think maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. That was sad. I mean, if we were to finish this season, Jack, even with say a top 4 place, never mind a number 7 Champions League. I mean, it would be a good season even to finish top 4. I think. Consider what we went through. Yeah.
Consider now it's the back. This season's gone, mate. It's detriment to these players and what they've done. And if we do get Champions League football, they deserve it, especially come the second half of the season. But any team in world football, I know everyone likes to talk about Liverpool going on about injuries, but I tell you, any team in the whole of Europe lost a player of calibre in which Joe Gomez and Van Dijk are. They're so integral to the way in which Liverpool do play. Everyone talks about Robbo and Trent going down the wide areas, the way in which we attack, but those two just do the job when they were on form. They allowed Liverpool to push up the pitch and really suffocate teams. And I think next season, I think we'll grow even stronger from this experience. This, fingers crossed, we never know what the future can hold, but we get everyone back and we sign a couple more players as well. And we really just go for it, mate. We on all fronts.
Rod, nice one here. When COVID ends, I'll travel to Dublin and drunkenly stalk you, Dave, and then we can have a Guinness. I mean, if you travel all the way to Australia just to have a Guinness with me, I would be worried. You know what I mean? Fuck's sake. But Benzema is the main man. Well, Benzema is the main. What has he got? How many goals has he got this season? I think he's 70 Champions League goals in his career. 70.
He's such a massively underrated player, Dave. I know he was a nightmare in Kiev anyway when we played him, but easy goals. But he's a phenomenal player. For a player with his ability when he was at Lyon prior to him moving to Real Madrid anyway. He's a lad with sheer amount of quality, like Olivier Giroud as well. I think those two players are probably two of the most underrated. Don't get me wrong, Benzema's at Real Madrid, but to last that long at a team like Real Madrid, when you've seen off Ronaldo, the likes of Bale as well, so many great players gone through the door at Real Madrid, but he stayed there for a good 10 plus years anyway. He's a remarkable player. And we'll see tomorrow night. His quality will shine through in the second leg, but fingers crossed using Liverpool's back line and all that focus on isolating him. Fabinho, just get on him for Fab. The Dyson in midfield anyway.
Rod, 2-0 to Liverpool. Good night and over and out from Australia. Rod, thanks for popping in, bro.
Cheers, mate.
You owe me a Guinness, even though I don't drink Guinness. Actually, Carlsberg, probably a Heineken. But hit the like button, guys. I've enjoyed that. Jack Mack LFC. I think, are you going live later on, Jack?
What time are we on now? Probably about 8 p.m. anyway, Reds, if you'd like to drop in. But pleasure as always, Dave. Thank you. It was lovely speaking to Keith again and speaking to every single one of you, Reds here. So we're going live at 8 p.m. Hopefully get you on, Dave. Try and get
if I'm available, I'll pop in. Maybe Doug. I think Doug has a bit of a problem with his voice, is he? Or his sore throat or something, Doug?
Yeah, I'll try and get Connor on. If anyone wants to go on, let us know. But yeah, pleasure as always, Dave. I've enjoyed it and I'm excited.
Absolutely. No, I'm really looking forward to it. As I say, thanks for Keith dropping in earlier. I'll do something with him tomorrow night. We'll actually do a reaction show or something straight after the game. Hopefully, we'll be all happy. Jack Mack LFC, Anfield Lark. Just before we go, hope we heavy metal Real. We are ready to do it in Kiev until Salah went off. Well, yeah, but it's a different game. It was different players. I mean, it was 3 years ago nearly.
Good to see you, lad. Anyway.
I just hope we do. Yeah, Anfield Lark, Alex. I just hope we bloody win tomorrow night, or at least keep the tie open for the second leg, because they have Barca the weekend and the El Clasico. We've Villa in the Revengio after the 7-2.
10-0 for us this week.
1-0 do me, Jack. 1-0 do me. Mo Salah Mao. You never walk alone. Guys, I've enjoyed that. I gotta go. The voice is going. Stay safe. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit the chocolate button from the Easter egg yesterday. Jack Mack, LFC. Thanks for chopping in. As I say, Keith earlier as well. Thanks Keith. A lot more to come, guys. Stay safe. This means more. Liverpool, Madrid tomorrow night. Let's go.